Music theory was designed to give you freedom on the guitar, not make you feel frustrated. That's why my goal for this video is to make the impossible possible. Help you to see music theory as easy, because it all starts with one note which on its own, well, actually could be music already, especially if you're into doom or drone metal. But most of the time you want to add some kind of pulse to it or rhythm. And if we lower or increase that pitch of that note, we start getting some kind of melody. And if you play those different notes in one go, you get chords. And that's what music theory is really all about. It's a tool that helps you to create music. It all starts with one note and good enough rhythm. And you already have a good music going on. So let's continue exploring and see what happens when we add a second note to that home note A. Well, you create a distance between two notes which we measure by using intervals. So if you play the note A, and while it's ringing, try playing other notes around it. Some will sound relaxed and comfortable. Other notes could sound a bit more tensed up and unstable, like they want to go somewhere else. This isn't random, it's your brain recognizing the relationships between that home note and every other note you play, and every single person has this developed slightly differently. That's why the same music can sound like torture to one person, but the most beautiful sound to another. Same like food. What's a delicious meal to one person might taste like a leftover to another. By the way, if you like what you're learning and want to discover what you're truly capable of on the guitar, then feel free to book your personalized shred audit by clicking the link below. So now you understand how it works with two notes, let's bring the rest of the notes in. It's the simple beginning of alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it all starts again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Or you can play it going to the left. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And instead of letters, we can describe the same exact thing in numbers. So we have a root note, which is your 1, then second interval, minor third, 4th, 5th, flat 6, minor 7th, and octave, which is the root note. From all these intervals, the most important one to pay attention to from the beginning will be the third, which will help you to stay on the track so you know whether the chord or scale is minor or major. The third interval is always like your compass. Normal stretch between your index and pinky is known as minor third, which is connected with sad emotions. And one fret higher, a bit wider stretch with these two fingers, is known as major third, which is connected with happy emotions. You can play that same third interval on the billow string as well, minor third and major third. Thanks to knowing where your minor interval is, even when you hear a complex chord such as A minor 7 at flat 13, you know it says minor from the note A, so you know it'll need to include the minor third interval. And the same goes for major chord, let's say A major 7 sharp 11. Still, no matter how complex it sounds, it needs to have the major third interval somewhere. And as we're talking about chords, if you include the fifth interval with your minor third, you've got a full-on chord known as a triad chord. And the fifth is super easy to find, it's literally a power chord. So your index is your root and the ring finger is your fifth, which alone power chords doesn't give you any type of emotions. That's why the third interval will dictate whether the chord is happy or sad. So we can include the minor third either here, here, or here. But for chord purposes, we can only have one note per string. That's why it'll stay here, which gives us A minor. Or we take that minor third and increase it by a half step to major third, and we get A major. And on this empty string, you can use your pinky, which will just double up the root note. That's why it doesn't need to be there. The second way of playing these chords would be like this. Root note, major third here, and fifth here. Or then lowering the major third by half step to minor third, and you get A minor chord. Playing it this way is a good start for sweep picking later. Awesome, so these chords would basically be the foundation of music. If you now take these three notes, 1, minor 3, 5, and just add 2 more notes, the 4th and the minor 7th, you get the most powerful scale in the rock and metal, the pentatonic. But here's where most guitarists hit a wall. They try to memorize 5 separate shapes instead of seeing the simple connection that you're going to learn very shortly, as these 5 notes create the perfect balance of simplicity and expression for rock and metal. You get enough notes to create interesting melodies and solos, but not so many that you'll hit wrong notes and sound bad. It's like having a toolkit with just the right number of tools, enough to get the job done, but not so many that you get overwhelmed. Every note in this scale sounds good against your root, so you can't really play a wrong note. Now, here is how to piece together pentatonic shapes without memorizing dozens of patterns. Same as you just learned the 1, minor third, 4th and 5th, that'd be your first group that you can repeat again from the octave. 1, minor third, 4th and 5th, and again 1, minor third, 4th and 5th. Or you also include that minor 7th interval with a slide into the octave to sound even more musical. We start again. Here we just have the B string shift, that's why we need to increase it by 1 fret. After group 1, well, we have group number 2 that goes like this. And again we can repeat it octave higher. And again. You can see how these groups always share 2 notes from the previous group. So if last 2 notes of group number 2 are here, then group number 3 is using these notes too, with other 2 notes. Where this note is the root note, note A, and again stretching over the octave using slides, or without them. Then after group number 3 we have group 4 with a root note here and just repeating it through octave. And lastly the group number 5 with the root note here. And then it goes back to group number 1 again. So now you've just learned how you can travel horizontally. Group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, and then also vertically with each groups. That's why the last step is being able to go vertically up and down, which is very easy because the only thing you need to remember is this magical formula: 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4. So if we start with the first group number 1, then the number before that is 5, therefore group number 5, that we just play octave higher, and finishing it off with group number 4. And that's the entire first minor pentatonic shape everyone is aware of and at the same time stuck in. So let's now continue to shape number 2, starting with group number 2. And it goes group number 2, group number 1, and group number 5. The third minor pentatonic shape goes as 3, 2, 1. Fourth shape goes as 4, 3, 2. And the last one, fifth shape, goes as 5, 4, 3. And then we're back in the first minor pentatonic shape. And you've successfully connected the entire fretboard together. Well done. If you're still here at this point of the video, then drop a comment so I know who the real G's that are working on their guitar skills are. The group system turns the entire fretboard into connected zones instead of isolated boxes. You're not thinking about 5 separate patterns anymore. You're thinking about one big pattern that covers the whole neck. And if someone is like, well, we're playing now in different key, for example, F sharp minor, then you don't need to now learn all of the 5 pentatonic shapes again, just in different key. Instead, you can be like, well, F sharp is here, therefore the first group goes like this. Then I can continue for a change horizontally to the right, so group number 2, group number 3, and then I decide to travel vertical going down, so we have group number 2 and group number 1. Then I descend diagonally to the right, so group number 1, group number 5, group number 4, group number 3, group number 2, and then we're back to group number 1. Which is the F sharp minor in this instance. And that's all for this video. You now know the core principles of understanding music, as you're now familiar with intervals, which thanks to you can now build minor and major chords anywhere on the neck, and also able to improvise over them anywhere on the neck using the pentatonic scale. And as a result, you can stop hoping that you'll hit the right notes. Instead, you know exactly where the right notes are located. Instead of getting lost on the fretboard, you have clear pathways between every position. Instead of feeling stuck in one area, you can access the entire neck as one connected instrument. Honestly, if it's the only thing you'll ever master when it comes down to theory, then it's already a huge improvement. Some players even make an entire career just based on this, so you're in very good spot. But if by any chance you're ready to go even deeper, then check out this video next if you want to learn how to shred with the pentatonic, or this one if you want to unlock even more colors with the major scale and its 7 modes. Thanks for being here, keep the guitar alive, and I'll see you in the next video. Woo!